As winter's coming and it's going to get pretty cold outside, you jump onto Groupon or any other online shop and you decide to buy a really nice warm blanket and maybe a mattress heater, like one of those bed heater things, and you find the perfect one. So you select and you click buy. Now, the moment that your purchase order goes through, your credit card details have been entered, you've confirmed all the details, the market channel springs into action. The market channel, a set of interdependent organizations that facilitate the transfer of ownerships as products move from one organization to another. For example, from a producer to business user or consumer. Now, whether it be Groupon, Amazon, eBay, these are all platforms through which products are sold. And your order has now joined the queue. In order to fulfill your order, various channel members will be contacted to fulfill your order. Channel members are all the parties in the marketing channel who negotiate with one another to buy and sell products and facilitate the change of ownership between a buyer and a seller in the course of moving the product from the manufacturer into the hands of the final consumer. For example, the supplier or producer, and they will pack your product and send it through distribution channels, say post, and then eventually to you, the end consumer. To begin with, a discrepancy is a lack of agreement or balance. For example, if you work for 1 hour and only get paid for half an hour, there's a discrepancy of 30 minutes of pay. So, in simple terms, a discrepancy occurs when there's a difference between two things that should be alike. For example, work for 1 hour, get paid for 1 hour. In the world of logistics, or in this case, marketing channels and distribution decisions, there are four discrepancies we look at. Quantity, difference between the amount of product produced and the amount a customer wants to buy. An example of a quantity discrepancy would be, imagine you go to a store and you want to buy just one item. However, the store is running a special, buy one, get one free. In reality, you just want one item, so here is a discrepancy of quantity. Assortment, the lack of all the items a customer needs to receive full satisfaction from a product or products. In terms of discrepancy of assortment, imagine you go to buy some donuts and you only want the glazed donuts. You don't really want jam-filled donuts or the donuts with the cookies on top. You just want glazed donuts. However, the shop you go to doesn't have 12 glazed donuts. They only have a mixed dozen. Now, this is an example of discrepancy of assortment. Temporal, the difference between when a product is produced and when a customer is ready to buy it. For temporal discrepancy, imagine you're ready to buy that blanket. Actually, it's kind of cold, so you want the blanket today. However, you just clicked buy online. It's going to take a week to get here, but you need it today. That's an example of temporal discrepancy. And spatial, the difference between the location of the producer and the location of widely scattered markets. In terms of discrepancy of spatial or place discrepancy, have you guys noticed when you're on Netflix, the content that we get in Australia is very different from the content overseas? your favorite TV show that you may be able to watch overseas may not be available here, or vice versa. That TV show that you've been following really keenly, and the finale's about to come up, but you're about to fly overseas. You get to a foreign country, and all of a sudden, that product, in this case, a TV series or an episode, is not available. So, this is an example of spatial discrepancy. So, how do marketers or marketing channels reduce the number of required transactions? Now, this happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was in the market looking for a new TV, and as you probably realize, there's a lot of different companies out there that make TV. LG, Samsung, Sony, Toshiba, Philips, just to name a few. Now, without having any intermediaries, as in shops that would sell all products, me as the consumer, I would have to go to all the different companies, say LG, Samsung, Sony, Toshiba, and Philips, in order to find out exactly what products are available and then compare them and evaluate my options and then eventually make my purchase decision. There is another side concept that I would like to introduce to you guys really quickly, the buyer decision making process. So, step one, need recognition. Step two, information search. Step three, evaluation of alternatives. Step four, purchase decision. And step five, post purchase behavior. Now, imagine if there are no intermediaries, like one singular store that sells everything. I, as a consumer, would have to go to every single one of these stores. Now, that's just time consuming. But imagine if I wanted a TV from LG, but a sound system from Sony. Now I gotta go to two different stores just to get the products that I need. So this really is time consuming and also very inconvenient. But from the business perspective, this means that they would have to invest in infrastructure, as in building physical stores in multiple locations, training staff, which is also quite costly. So this is where intermediaries come in. An intermediary is a person or a business who acts as a link between people in order to try and bring about an agreement. Well, that's a technical definition. Another way of looking at it is an intermediary is a third party that offers services between two groups of people. In this case, imagine all those TV companies going to an intermediary, such as a retailer like Harvey Norman or Good Guys, or even JB Hi-Fi. And at the other end, me, the customer or consumer, can just go to JB Hi-Fi, Harvey Norman, or Good Guys and see the full range of stock available and make my purchase decision. This process ends up saving time as well as improving efficiency. For example, if you had 5 producers and 4 consumers and they all had to interact with each other, that's 20 transactions, as in 20 separate conversations. However, if you had 5 producers, 1 intermediary, such as Harvey Norman, and then 4 consumers, the intermediary becomes the center point between the two groups, and therefore only equaling 9 transactions, saving lots of time and effort.